Hey everyone, Val here, and I'm with Steve, and we have a tag to do. We were tagged by Sandy and Jimmy over at Let's Get Fit with Sandy, and this is one of their Tuesday tags, but we put it up whatever day. So I'm going to tag Lady Jane. I'm going to tag Buzzsha and his lovely wife. And there's a couple of new subscribers of mine who have done the last tags, and I will put a link to their channels in the description box below, so go check them out. And I'm going to tag them. So you guys know who you are. You're going to be tagged in my description box below. So you guys do the tags because you said you love tags. And anybody else who wants to do the tag, you guys do the tags too. Let me know you did it, like they let me know that they did it, and I'll go check out the tags once you do them. So Tuesday tag question number 1, and these are pretty heavy questions. So, what's the moment in your life that changed you for the better? Still waiting for that moment?
Well, this is a trick question.
It is a trick question.
I would say her. The moment in my life was her.
I don't know that, but mine was, believe it or not, it happened when my father passed away, and it made me rethink life, and I changed a lot of what I was doing in my life because life is too short. So my moment, my real defining moment that I know that I changed the way I was living was when my dad passed away. And maybe one day I'll give you all that story. But yeah, that was my...
Then again, I could say when I had kids, that changed. That changed when I had babies. That changed a lot too. And that's a defining moment when you have kids.
Yeah, it is.
So I've actually had a couple in my life of changing moments.
True.
So you can't narrow it down to just one when there's life is always changing for you, evolving.
All right, and question number 2, what's your favorite memory you shared with a friend as a kid? So, memory as a kid that you shared with a friend, I guess? I don't know. This one was kind of worded weird, so...
Special memory.
As a kid.
That you shared, that you did with a friend?
And then it says, what's your favorite memory you shared with a friend as a kid? I mean, most of my, good memories of my childhood were fishing memories, like going fishing with my sisters and stuff and my mom.
I didn't do a lot of stuff with people outside of school. And we lived kind of out in the, I don't know.
No, yeah, we lived out in the country too.
I don't know.
One of the things I did, I think it was the end of my maybe 6th grade, when I had an aunt that was a school teacher, so she had summers off, and she only had one daughter, and we went cross country by car from northern New York all the way to California and back, and we stopped at different places along the way, which was very cool. I don't remember it all. I wish that I, had thought about journaling it or something like that, but we didn't do that. I would love to do that again as an adult, is just maybe get an RV or something and just go cross country and back and just see a lot of the United States. I think that would be very cool. So maybe put that on our to-do list before we...
Sell the home?
No, I didn't say that.
I mean, you could do it if you did that.
You could, but
Just buy a piece of land and put up a building
yeah.
to put the RV in.
Well, I didn't say all that. So you don't have one? A favorite memory? Not an RV.
No, not really. I can't say that I do.
All right, then question number 3. What's the strangest combo food that you like?
Macaroni and cheese fried.
What's the combo, though?
Oh, what the combo?
Mine?
Well, I take that back. Macaroni and cheese, and then mixing the baked beans with it. That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it does taste good.
Right. And probably for me is, I like my French fries with tartar sauce on them. Is that weird?
Yes.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
Used to be when I was growing up, we would dip our grilled cheese into ketchup.
She likes her French fries with melted Gouda on them too.
No. With, no,
No.
Gouda.
Curd.
Curd cheese.
She likes melted curd cheese on her fries. That's really weird to me.
Not weird. But for him, it's weird. I was raised on curd cheese, so I love my curd. Number 4. What memory can you think of at any time that makes you smile?
The birth of my children.
I think not really the birth of my children, but I think maybe stuff that my kids said or did, or my grandkids said or did. I think those memories are memories that make you smile. Memories of stuff we've done, like I'm thinking about, our diving experiences or our vacation experiences that you look back at or you look at pictures of and it makes you smile because it was, times that you had a lot of fun. Like once in a lifetime kind of experiences.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
What she's saying is true. I'd have to say that everything that she said would be very true for me too.
Yeah. But any kind of happy memories.
So there's not just a single, again.
Yeah,
not
that's
just a single memory that can makes you smile when you think back on it. Multiples.
Even sometimes like accomplishments. Like if you really have worked hard to do something and you graduate from that or you, whatever it is, maybe like a college course that you've taken or a course that you've taken and you make it through it and you graduate and that really makes you smile, makes you happy and proud that you did something that was really hard to do. Just getting through our diving class, it was a challenge because we did it in April and the water was cold and just being down there and freezing and thinking, if I don't do this, then I'm going to have to do it over and I don't want to do it over and just forcing myself to stay under that freezing water. And just, to me, that was, once we finished that day and we came out and we passed the class and it was like, yes, it was so worth the pain of freezing.
Yeah.
So that was very cool. So those things make you smile when you think back at it. And you can tell those stories to people. It's like, yeah, you think you got a story of your diving class. Let me tell you mine, Number 5. What's the most scared you've ever been? I'll do mine. I have one. Back when I lived in the Norfolk area, I was working in a hotel and it was the middle of the winter. My children were in the hotel with me because a lot of times they would let me bring them and they would give me a room and let them stay because I worked, a lot of long hours. And they were up on like the 23rd or 24th floor and I don't know what happened, but there were transformers under the street that started to blow. And when they blew, that would blow the sewer caps, I guess, up into the street. And it felt like we were being bombed. And they wanted everybody, we lost power. They wanted everybody to come down to the main floor. And I knew my children were alone up in the room. My son was probably around 5 and my daughter was 9 or something like that. And to me that was scary. If I had been alone in the hotel, it would have been different. But with my children in the hotel in a different area than I was in, it was scary for me. Very, very scary for me. So I ended up having to go up the stairs, and I called the room and had them come down. So they were coming down the stairs and I was going up to meet them. And I could, as the people were coming down, they were just panicked, you know, the guests in the hotel, wanting to know why we were being bombed. But we weren't. It was just the situation felt like we were being bombed because of how noisy it was, and there was no power, and it was a scary experience. I think that was the scaredest I'd ever been as far as feeling out of control of the situation, I guess.
I don't know. Scared.
Are you scared?
I don't know. I got a little scared when I was hunting one time, and I saw my dad pointing his rifle in my direction because there was a deer between him and me, and he was shooting at it, and I could hear the bullets whizzing by my head, and I was laying on the ground. That scared me a little bit.
Yeah, that would be scary, having somebody shooting toward. Did he know you were over there?
He said he didn't even realize that was going to happen.
That's how people get shot.
And then I heard the bullet whizzed. It was that close that I could hear it whizzing. And I was laying on the ground.
Duck and roll. Yeah, that would be scary. I would be scared. All right. And question number 6. What's the one thing that aggravates you? The one thing?
She could just say Steve, and that would cover quite a bit. Isn't that true?
He does it on purpose though, because
Well,
he knows what my touch points are, and then he just does
No,
it.
that's not true. If she's gonna say Steve, then I'm gonna say Valerie.
Because after he gets me aggravated, then I have to like aggravate him back.
There you
So
go.
you see, fair is fair.
And we aggravate each other.
That's right. But I think no, I'm not gonna say Steve. One thing that aggravates me, maybe it's I want to say the word right. Let me see, like drivers that are not courteous, like people that think they own the road. I think that's probably more aggravating than anything else. Is like just, you know, if I could curse, you know, those kind of people. You know, those kind of people. I would say that. It's people that just think that they own everything, and they can treat you anyway because they think that they own the road or the atmosphere that you're in or whatever. They don't have respect for other people around them.
Again, people.
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 Let's just say people. People.
Stupid people. I don't like stupid people.
Don't say that. You can't say that.
I can't.
No,
Why
just say
can't
people.
I say that?
Just say people.
Well, those two. People. Stupid
There's more
people.
than. It's just,
Well, like I said last night, because there was somebody aggravating us, or, you know, not really aggravating us, but like way over their bounds. And I said, you can't fix stupid. And you can't fix stupid. You can't fix it. It just is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't you know, you could explain it to them, but they wouldn't fix them.
No, they'd still have their...
They'd still have their own views and their own whatever.
Again, people.
Uneducated.
People. Just,
And it's not even
just the word
uneducated.
people. Some people. How about that?
Stupid people.
Some people.
Most people.
Some people. Just, you know, that's not even I mean, that, I don't know. That question is so far. I don't know.
All right. I don't know who makes up the questions. All right, number 7. What's the best memory of your grandparents? This one's easy for me because I don't have grandparents.
Ice cream. Having ice cream and potato chips for dinner.
My mother was orphaned, and she was raised in an orphanage and never met her parents. My dad had a mom that gave him away when he was 7. I met her maybe once or twice in my lifetime. Not really have any fond memories. So
Well, you know, we do have that in common, though.
we do.
Because my father, his mother left him with his dad, then his dad passed. And he ended up, him and his other 2 brothers ended up getting separated, and each one went to different members of the family, with the exception of the oldest, who ended up on a farm as a working hand. I mean, they all ended up basically on a farm working. So, and then, so I didn't know my dad's parents, so I only knew one grandparents, and that was my mom's parents. And I would say probably the fondest memory was going to the farm. I always enjoyed going to the farm to see my grandparents, because there was always so much to do and see.
Well, I can say where my dad ended up as a teenager, because he was passed around also. The people that raised him, the sister lived across the street, and we would go down past their house to go fishing as a child. And we would go in to say hi to them, and the smell of baked bread in the house, because she made bread and sold bread. So just, if that was a grandparent or a, you know, whatever, a childhood memory would be the smell of the baked bread. I still love that smell. Number 8. What's the greatest memory of your siblings? If you don't have siblings, then it says cousins, but we have siblings. So the greatest memory of your siblings, does it have to be all of them, or just you can pick one?
Just getting in trouble.
No, we didn't want to get in trouble.
Oh, those are my greatest memories, was getting in trouble. Those are the ones that stick with you.
What did you
When
do?
you got in trouble, huh?
What did you do?
We went to the movie theater, and we weren't allowed to go to the movies. And we got in trouble.
With my siblings, I think all of our memories are like fishing. Sometimes we did a little camping. My dad had a really big tent, because we all would do like family camping here or there. And he would set up the tent in our side yard. And we were allowed, because we lived out in the country and nobody bothered us back in those days, so we were allowed to go out and sleep in the tent at night. And I think one night we had some friends over, and we all went out in the tent to have like a slumber party. And that night ended up, it poured down rain, and the tent started to get soaked and get wet, and we were just like all like beeline to the house to get into the house in the rain. And my mom still, she would remind us of that story of, remember when y'all were in the tent and it was pouring down rain? And, you know, I think that was a fun childhood memory with all, you know, with my 2 older sisters. So I think that was fun. All right, question number 9. What's your favorite thing to watch on TV or in life? we don't really watch TV. The only show I would watch on TV is Survivor. And now we have to, because we don't have TV, we had our cable turned off because we don't watch it, so why pay for it? So we have to go back and find it on whatever it is.
And we're saving money too.
Yeah, it is. What channel did we watch Survivor on?
We went on the internet to CBS and
CBS. Yeah, so that's the only way we can watch it. So that's the only thing I watch on TV. My favorite thing to watch in real life right now, I would say, if we can ever get back to diving, I love being underwater. I love seeing the fish. That would be my favorite thing to watch in real life. And I know that's, we're getting older, so that's not going to go on for a lot of years. But I'd like it to go on for a little bit longer. We can get back to a dive resort.
because cruise ships ain't happening.
No. Not safe enough. What's your favorite thing to watch?
Action and adventure movies.
He watches them over and over and over. The Terminator.
Yeah. Just don't if nothing else is on worthwhile watching.
Question number 10. What's one thing from childhood you no longer have that you wish you did?
Youthful energy.
Ooh, good answer. When I was a child, I used to do a lot of art. I loved to draw and paint, and I had sketchbooks, and I stopped doing that when I left home and joined the military. I did a little bit. I doodled with the sketchbooks and stuff in the military. And I do remember my mom asking me last year if it was something that she did that made me stop doing my art. But I said no, I just got old and my focus went in different directions. So I kind of put down the art, but I kind of wish that I had kept doing that. Even though, I do still do my knitting and crafts and stuff, so that kind of is part of it. But I think maybe art stuff I do miss. And you miss your youthful energy.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah, that too. All right, well, those are the 10 questions. I tagged the 10 people that I tagged. 10 people. I tagged a couple of people. So y'all let me know that you've done the tag, and I will go and check it out. And I want to thank everybody for watching. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not subscribed and you want to. And we'll catch you on the next video. Bye now.